Am I retarded? I can't see it. Let me see. Snapple KKK old logo. Ship. I do remember there was a ship on there. That's for sure. Is the internet broken, or should I not be using Start Page anymore? Let me use Yandex. But then they have like pornographic images sometimes for no reason. This is bull crap. Snapple old label with the ship. Oh, here we go. So they're saying that's obviously a slave ship and a K. I don't really see the connection there. I don't think that's true. Now they have a smiling sun. If you're having girl problems, I feel bad for your son. I got 99 Snapples with a smiling sun. Hit me. I shouldn't have said that. You have 5 people watching. Let pick allowed. I don't know what you're talking about. Stavos. Let pick allowed. Pickle out. I'm just absolutely going crazy in my mind here. I can't believe that I completely made up, first of all, the fact that there was a comic book on the back of the Snapple label. That has to be... Am I going absolutely shit crazy? Excuse my language. This sucks. I'm just pissed off. Alright, Snapple let's go back to the KKK conspiracy theory. Snapple tries to cap the rumors. San Francisco. Snapple Beverage Company started an advertising campaign Wednesday against local rumors that the manufacturer of brewed iced teas and soft drinks supports the Ku Klux Klan and Operation Rescue, the militant anti-abortion group. We're not involved whatsoever with the KKK, Operation Rescue, or any type of pressure group of your organization, period, said the ad appearing in the Northern California newspapers. Rumors about KKK involvement began circulating almost a year ago in the San Francisco Bay Area, but in Valley Stream, New York, I know where that is, based company had not decided to respond immediately. In Valley Stream in Long Island. One rumor suggests a small letter K on the Snapple label stands for KKK, but the symbol means Snapple. The symbol means that Snapple, like Coca-Cola and other thousands of famous products, meets kosher dietary standards. That doesn't sound very KKK right there. So that theory squashed immediately. Another story says an illustration on the label portrays a ship bringing slaves back to America, but the illustration from the Bettman archive is a drawing of the Boston Tea Party. That makes way more sense because it's tea. KKK, more like BTP. Now, where the heck did I get the idea that there was a bottle of comic strip label drink 90s? This is messed up, man. I actually do remember that. It's not Bazooka Joe. For G's sakes. Please tell me somebody remembers that. I'm going absolutely crazy. All right, somebody call it. All right. Somebody wants to ask me a really big question, and we have calls open throughout the show today instead of pivoting to its own segment here. You want to ask me about something pretty big. Oh, hold on 1 second. Sorry about that. Hi, 313, you're on the line.
Hey, Scott, how you doing? I was wondering, like, ever since you got canceled for telling white people to stay away from niggers, do you still get paid for like your old Ziggy cartoons or no?
What they do is they set aside the amount that I would get, and they send it to the National Negro Associations, the various Negro associations.
Oh, okay. It's so I mean, so you're going to be having problems paying bills now, or how does that work out? Did your ex-wife get a lot of money?
Well, I mean, this show is actually doing pretty good. I mean, a lot of people tune in, and it's I don't know, it's pretty lucrative.
Yeah.
You know what they're doing?
I get what you mean.
They're taking all of the money that I would have gotten from Dilbert, and which really was like the cartoon Office before the Office was a thing, and they're giving it all to Curtis. They're giving it all to Curtis, the all-black comic strip.
You're Dilbert. I thought you made Ziggy.
I probably made Ziggy too. I was on a lot of methamphetamine back in the day, allegedly.
Yeah. Right.
That's why we're wearing the hat.
Yeah. Did you ever have you never had the nasal passage cleared out though, huh? With the operation.
No, it's almost like, it's almost like my Steve Buscemi teeth. If you just, embrace what God gave you, and I don't know, you could show that you're perfect in other ways, like making comic books and making statements on race relations.
Right. You should call into Censored TV sometime and tell them to have Ryan do Gary's mailbag as Gary. That'd be kind of funny. That
would be pretty interesting. Yeah. Well, that Asian kid set me up with all this, so when he comes here to reset the studio for tomorrow's episode, then I think. And by the way, I think Gavin's actually he's going to be in the Compound Media studio tomorrow with Anthony. So Anthony is back in town. And I think they.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So but he's
a comedian.
You got to turn the studio over.
Taking advantage of him. Of that.
Yeah, taking advantage of all sorts of stuff. I took advantage of the fact that, white people can't live around black people anymore. It's just the truth.
Yeah, I wish it weren't true. Okay. All right, well, have a good day. Thanks.
You too. Take care.
Bye.
Next call is 914. Hi, how you doing?
Oh, hey, Mr. Adams, how do you do? Food Forest Bear here.
Hey, how you doing? I almost forgot the fact that I have like this kind of hunching sort of stature, and I was sitting with my neck, I was sitting upright, but now I'm exactly the Scott Adams that you know and love. So go ahead.
I'm calling about two things. I emailed Ryan, actually, so I don't know if you can hack into his email there, but
sure.
If you search the subject line video drops and the word collection, I sent a few about 2 days ago in a Google Drive if you want to test those out. And while you're downloading those, setting that up, I was going to talk the subject of AI image generation. Did you see what the big bear did, Owen? What he uncovered?
Yeah, I believe that's on. Yeah, absolutely. I saw that. It was the watermelon thing, right? If you could trick the AI into showing white people if you try to make it do stereotypical black things.
But if you do Greek philosophers eating fried chicken, I think you can get black people eating fried chicken.
Yeah, that is pretty interesting. Yeah, because they need to keep, I'm sure the AI takes note of calculated risk, where it's like, okay, we can let them do stereotypical black things as long as we preserve the complete fact and notion that we was Greeks.
Exactly. I mean, you're one of these people who's a cartoonist.
Bunch of cowards.
Do you think
Excuse
they'd
me.
make a black cartoon like Boondocks today?
Could you make it today? Yeah, I'm pretty sure Boondocks is still in circulation, isn't it? They get half of the money that I would have gotten for Dilbert. They send it to the Boondocks and Curtis.
Yeah, I mean the cartoon though. Didn't the cartoon really go to depths?
Oh, that's true.
Shoot.
Yeah, yeah. I don't think they have any humility. Humility is really important. You know.
Are
And
you doing the video drops? I'm sorry. Looks like you're getting.
I just played one accidentally, but I didn't expect it to automatically play. But that's all right. But essentially, black people have a weird imbalance of. It's an unfortunate combination of pride and insecurity, and humility to make fun of yourself doesn't entirely fit in there as well. It used to be a thing, and it's kind of not anymore, because I think any sort of they're trying to save as much face as possible because I don't know, just to put their culture, their behavior on a pedestal. So the last thing they want to do is shuck and jive for anybody, and that's how they probably see making fun of themselves. On the whole, of course, I'm sure there are individuals that would make fun of themselves, like Marlon Wayans or something. He'll put on a silly hat and shuck around and jive.
So they're done with that era. The era of shuck and jive's over.
Yeah, I don't even necessarily think it was sucking and jiving, but they probably, it's just that's probably how it would feel to them. Like they could get a completely, a completely flattering role and then claim that, it wasn't as good, or they should have been there more, or they should have won the entire movie. So it's never enough for them. And, the time for like the Chappelle Show or the Boondock Saints to look at their culture and laugh, it seems to be kind of dead. I could be wrong.
Well, I want to thank you for taking my call, and if you want to show any of those videos out, if you want to scroll through them, they're I made them for you. I made them for me. I'm playing with OBS Studio. If you use OBS Studio on Zoom, you can do video drops, I found out. So
oh, nice. I know
you cut these stuff, but I thought you might like them.
Cool, I'll check it out. Yeah, I'll run through them real quick.
Awesome, man.
All right, well, thanks for calling. Let's check out these drops.
Dishonorable, cowardly pieces of garbage. Excuse me. Excuse me. I apologize. We have a family audience. That was wrong, and I won't do it again. I'm going to control myself right now.
Wow, he's got this runs the entire gamut of old and new Alex Jones.
I've been trying to control myself, trying to be professional about this, but at a certain point, I'm just really getting pissed. Just excuse me.
I think this is Alex's best look. Obviously, the shaved head look is the most tough, right? But this kind of like mid-length, short comb-over hair, with the side part. I think this is the best iteration of him with complete shaved face. And it makes him look very approachable, and anything that he says, even if he goes on a kind of a wild rant, I think it's all forgiven because he looks, very adorable like that. Like, look at that with the little hair coming around.
Piles of manipulative, lying crap! Excuse me.
He always collects himself, which is good. That is the way, honestly, that really is the nature of the human spirit. If it's obedient to God, that you will fall and sin and mess up. And if you immediately, act penitential foreigner, if that's the word. If you immediately feel sorry for it and catch yourself, because things happen, and it's just how do you react to it? How do you recover from it? And it seems like he's got the right way to do it.
She is a demon damned to hell. Excuse me.
I like that. I think that's like one of the most admirable traits of him.
I mean, what the hell have we become? Excuse me.
That's awesome. I really like that.
You think I'm a coward like you? I'm sorry.
Oh, Bill and Ted. Yeah, that's awesome. That's absolutely going on the board.
Fat faggot.
Wow. That was a spicy one from Tina Fey.
Fatty fat faggot.
Wow. Fey does mean faggot, doesn't it?
Bang!
Is that Groundhog Day? Yeah.
See this jacket I'm wearing? You like it? Because I don't really need it. Because I'm cloaked in failure.
That's pretty good.
I don't know what it's like to be a black person. I'm Mr. Black People.
Gets cut off at the end there, but it's a funny drop. I'm going to get to your call too, caller. I see you on the line.
Well, don't worry. Don't worry. I'm not going to do what you all think I'm going to do, which is just flip out.
Dead meat.
I can see where that could be advantageous to have on board.
Your money. You're so fucking money.
I think that's the last one. Well, those are great. Thanks for taking the time to do that. I will use absolutely some of those. I'm kind of in my head, thinking of which ones that I could place on the board and remember being there. Oh, Jim Fannin. How are you, sir? Welcome aboard.
My brother. Speaking of the boards, always interested in the guy that operates the board. But strange, you laugh exactly like the Japarican. It's strange. I just called to, I don't know, I think everyone's asked you all the questions. I don't really care about that. I heard Gavin talking about you and Jordan Peterson today. So since you're on the board, and I'm so interested in the board ops, I always say it's the producer's show, not the host. The producer runs the show, you know what I mean? It's his show. So for all your work on censored.tv and Get Off My Lawn, we know whose show it is. It's the board ops show. You make the man. So since you're sitting there in front of the board, I'd be interested in Scott Adams' favorite drops. You got access to all of them. I don't know what the other guy was talking about, maybe Alex Jones drops or whatever, but so I'd love it if you if you had no limits, just to give us your favorite drops on the board there, since Ryan's not around. And if you got a Jordan Peterson impression in you, I'd love to hear that.
Yeah, I could give that a try. That's an interesting suggestion. I'm not a great impressionist. I'm a great cartoonist, but I could probably, somehow eke out an impression real quick. I could try it. Let me see. Well, first of all, you have to clean your room, because if your room if it's dirty, then that's not good. So you're gonna really want to clean your room, bucko. That's all I can really do with that.
Well, you got all show to work on it. Thanks, brother. I look forward to hearing some good drops, some old school stuff. I was going to tell Ryan, maybe it would be so great if you just ran a show of uninterrupted drops so that we could copy them and use them for memes. And I'm still asking for show notes, but I'll wait till Ryan gets back to plead my case on that. Thanks for doing the show, brother.
No problem. Thanks for calling.
Thanks, Joe.
I think that's a really good idea. I mean, to uninterruptedly play the drops. I think after the first marathon that we did, I played every single drop at the end. But I think it was covered in music, so there was some music playing in the background. However, yeah, I don't know. Maybe I could put them all to sort of like a file or something like that, so you can download them. Maybe you could put them all uncensored. I could ask our tech guy to see if we could do that, and I'm sure we could. And so maybe I'll give it a shot there. Let's see, my favorite drops. All right, so we're going to go through some of Scott Adams' favorite drops.
There's another Jew, son.
That was pretty good. What the hell just happened? Excuse me.
My guess is he's Jewish.
Oh, I know you don't know what a jillabone is.
Wait, are you Jewish?
Yes.
Get the fuck out of here.
Okay, kill him.
Dare to struggle!
This was, of course, really good.
May God bless you and keep you.
I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, that sounds interesting. You know, it doesn't sound particularly beautiful or anything like that, but it is very interesting. Like, well, I can tell you what's beautiful. The Fiddler on the Roof song, that's a total banger. And so, controversially, is the song Erica, the German marching song. So, let's take some time to appreciate both.
To death.
If I were a rich man.
And then this got the dancing.
All day long,
It's kind of badass.
If I were a wealthy man, I wouldn't have to work hard. If I were a bitty rich, idle diddle man, I'd build a big tall house with rooms by the dozen right in the middle of the town. A fine tin roof with the real wooden floors below. There would be one long staircase just going up and one even longer coming down. And one more leading nowhere just for show.
That's about right.
I'd fill my yard with the chicks and turkeys and geese and ducks for the town to see and hear, squawking just as noisily as they can.
So in other words, buying animals and keeping them in confinement just so that way they can annoy your neighbors and to show off to people. Nice.
And each loud will land like a trumpet on the ear, as if to say, here lives a wealthy man. If I were a rich
I really hope he never becomes a rich man. That would be terrible if he lived next to him.
All day long, I biddy bum. If I were a wealthy man, I wouldn't have to work hard. Yabba dibba 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 dum. If I were a biddy rich, idle diddle diddle man, I see my wife, my gold,
You know, there's something
looking like a rich man's
very subtle about dancing, right? I mean, I find myself becoming an old man who's looking at the youth and being like, you know, the music they're dancing to is garbage and it's complete degenerate horse crap. But, you know, they thought the same thing about jazz and rock and roll. But the more I look back, you know, these parents, they had a point. It was encouraging, you know, lust, essentially. And not the type of feelings that you would have for the opposite sex that would lead into courtship or marriage or anything like that, but just, you know, hooking up, essentially. So there is something weird and subtle about dancing. And I think one of the great tricks of the devil is to make sin or things that don't come from virtue, which is either sinful, shameful, or kind of a byproduct of the fall of humankind, and disguising it as something that's just innocent. It's like, oh, well, it's just dancing. How bad could that be? But it's interesting that, you know, they have a lot of dancing in their even in like the religion. If you see the Hasidics, there are a lot of dancing going on. And I'm not saying dancing's evil, but I'm not saying we should look into it a little bit. Catholic dancing. Maybe there's dance. I don't know. Oh, Kenya. Can you believe it? And then there's dancing priests. Yeah, people always throw the dancing priests in your face. And although I don't think it's the most reverent thing to do, to shake your body around to some, you know, viral song or whatever, it's just silliness, really. But I've also seen apologetics for that saying, well, that guy has brought so many people to the church, and he didn't do that. He wasn't dancing in a church or anything like that. So who cares if he's dancing? They're not allowed to dance. But, you know, it kind of goes back to that whole, you should, you know, be dignified if you're wearing the cloth. Yeah, it looks like there's no such thing as proper dancing. But there is this. Dancing is weird. I've never liked dancing. I'm fascinated by it. I think dancing is an interesting thing to do. It's a very spirited thing to do. What kind of spirits are you entertaining there? Interesting. I don't know. There's something to dance. If anybody has any thoughts on dancing, please let me know. We have another caller, 603. You're on the line with Scott Adams.
Hey, Scott. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. How about yourself?
I'm doing all right.
Well, I'm glad to hear it.
I just had a couple questions.
Sure.
So, have you seen that video of those teens dancing at the gas station?
Oh yeah, I did. I had an opinion on that because it seems to be, Lauren Chen pointed out that it's kind of splitting the internet. What's your take on this? I'll show it while you're talking.
My take on it is that there were no shots fired.
That's true. Yeah.
Could you maybe tell me why there were no shots fired at that gas station with all those teens hanging out there?
Well,
maybe you extrapolate on the point while there was no gunfire at that event.
Here's really the most boring answer is the truest answer. And it's also the most racist answer, is because they're all white. And I'm not afraid to say that. And let's just cut the crap. But the reason why I'm
also not afraid to say that.
Right. But the reason why it's surprising that there would be no shots fired by a group of white girls is because they're dancing to, like, essentially murder music, the most degenerative form of music in the world.
Correct.
So the juxtaposition is right.
But everyone kept their composure. There were no guns. There were no gunshots. There were no gunshot victims.
Right. Yeah, that's the thing. I really think that why it's such a, you know, like Lauren Chen, she says, this video seems to be splitting Twitter. Is there anything wrong with how these women are behaving? The downfall of the West, or just some women dancing? And my take, or Ryan Katz-Rivera's take, is it's not so much that they're womigers or chiggers or liggers. It's more that they're celebrating the music of a culture that has contempt for them. They absolutely do hate white people. Deep down, they're being trained to do this from the certain media outlets. If me and the homies were bopping to the Chinese national anthem, for instance, we would all look cringe and retarded, except for me because I look Chinese. or he looks Chinese. But really, it's you're dancing to a different culture's tune. We're two different nations. We're the black nation and believing what they believe, hating and wanting to undermine the very government and structure of the country. I mean, and that's not every single black person, obviously, but you'd be retarded to not acknowledge that there's a movement in maybe possibly even in the Trojan horse of blackness that is saying F you to everything that's established and let's ruin it and build downwards. And then you have the white people who don't know they're in a soft civil war and they're being targeted and hated and treated very unfairly. So to see them traitorously dancing to the opposite, the opposite army's music is really defeating and retarded. But I don't think they know how severe things are, and they shouldn't be entertaining the enemy's music. I mean, not that it's complicated because you don't want to say that, oh, every white person is the enemy of every black person. That's definitely not a hopeful or positive thing to say, but in the large scale of things.
Let me just counterpoint this.
Go ahead.
Granted, they are dancing to the music they are dancing to, but let's say, for instance, they were dancing to the Chinese Communist Party national anthem.
Right.
Could you really keep a beat to something like bing bong, bing bong, bing, bing bong bong, bing bong, bing bong, bing 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 bong bong? You couldn't really do any dance moves to
do
like
it
a beat like that, like those girls are doing.
Do it one more time. I'll see if I can take you up on that challenge.
Oh. Bing bong, bing bong, bing, bing bong, bing, bing bang bong, bing bong bong, bing, bing bong bong, bing.
I just did it. That was easy. That was one of the easiest things I've ever done in my entire life.
All right. Well, I can't wait to hear your next viral video.
Thank you. I can't wait to make it for you.
So my last question is, do you drink your coffee black or with cream?
I just drink straight up cream in a coffee mug. That's how bad it's gotten, that we're essentially in a race war. I just drink French vanilla, straight up, coffee mate. See, when I say real coffee with Scott Adams, it's just coffee mate. And I drink it out of this AK-47 bullet.
You got to support your dairy farmers, right?
Absolutely. Well, thanks for calling.
Absolutely. I love you, Ryan.
I love you too.
God bless. Proud of your boy.
God bless. I'm proud of your boy too. Toodaloo. Another thing that the dancing reminds me of is a while back on Gavin McInnish's show, he was pointing out how ironic it is that there was a bunch of gays in Europe somewhere, and they were holding this banner saying "Welcome in the Islamic refugees" or whatever, and they're gay, you know, and so they're dancing to the song "I really, really, really like you. Do you want me? Do you love me? Do you want me to?" And it's this dark sort of. You're just watching people. Opening their doors to people who want them dead, essentially. And I'm not saying every person wants every one of them dead, but you got to calculate the risk. And when there is a 1% chance that your home and your family and your existence is going to be threatened by somebody, don't go out of your way to start dancing to their music. It's very dark, and it's also ignorant. And, where people just see innocent dancing or whatever, really what it is, it's the embrace of hatred towards themselves. I don't know. That's just what I think. And also, nobody likes phonies, too. That you should be listening to country music or something like that. It's a kind of a globalist undertone, too. Michelle 586, you're on the line.
Hello, Ryan. I'm sorry, Scott.
Yeah, Scott
and hello
Adams.
To the Censored Rocket chat. Hello.
Oh, yeah. I know those people.
Okay. I just wondered if you would play a video. It's 2 minutes.
What is it?
Skinheads from Maine.
Skinhead from Maine.
Yeah.
Does it rule? Does it rock?
It's hilarious.
Okay, cool. Oh,
it's old, but
Dana
it's hilarious.
Carvey. Oh, that looks pretty funny. All right, we'll give it a watch. Thanks for the suggestion.
Oh, you're welcome.
Thanks for calling.
Oh, you're welcome.
Here we go.
The Szechuan Dynasty Dana Carvey Show proudly presents Skinheads from Maine.
Nice breeze tonight. Yeah.
Those are really good bald caps, by the way. I wish I got one of those.
Never cared much for the Negroes.
No, me neither. Are you going to the synagogue tomorrow?
Yeah. Picked out a nice rock, gonna throw it out a window.
Yeah.
Nice sunset we're having.
Yeah. Yeah, the weather's the only thing the Jews don't control.
Is that Stephen Colbert? He kind of pulls up a skinhead look pretty well, I gotta say.
Yeah. What you whittling there?
Hate stick for beating on the Spaniards.
That's very good.
Lilacs blooming early this year.
Oh, lovely.
Holocaust didn't happen, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Soon it'll be time to turn in.
Yeah.
First, I figure I'll take a walk.
Yeah.
Get a whiff of fresh air. And suck a punch of queer.
How about the Henderson queer? He's a good one.
Yeah, we're supposed to gang slam the Henderson queer tomorrow.
Right, yeah. Then there's the pancake breakfast at the community center.
Yeah.
Nor'westers blowing.
That was pretty funny. Yeah, I had an idea the other day. It's called Schindler's Lisp. And, you can just imagine a German guy, soldier, lisping. And that's basically the whole thing. And then I looked it up, and it's like a band name or a title of a song or something like that. But, yeah. So we're going to close the call lines because they're done anyway. There's nobody waiting there. But, yeah, I hope everybody had a fun time watching the show. And, yeah, what else could I say? Picking an outro song. Let's look at the chat real quick and make sure that there's no important thing. What's the number? Oh, crap. Sorry about that. I thought anybody who would call it, I thought that have called in before, maybe they saved the number or something. For future reference, it's 718-400-6959, but we're going to end the show. And, oh, that's why. It's interesting. So, although there's 5 people or 6 people, including me, in the chat, there are people watching that haven't signed into the chat. That makes sense. Actually, it doesn't make sense. It makes more sense that 5 people would watch the show. Well, if you're one of the 5 or 7 or whatever, then hopefully you enjoyed it. Now I can see here Jim Fannin is pirating the show, and 0 people are watching it, so no harm done. Not exactly hiding it. He tagged me in it. I don't care. That's fine. This book solves your mystery. Marx and Satan. Yeah, Marxism is it is satanic. Absolutely. Tonight. Now I'm just reading. Okay, here's a bad take from this chick. She says, I don't see what the huge deal is. Not on as a big a scale and minus the goofy outfits, but I see the same thing every time the cha-cha slide gets played. And I'll partake in that because it's fun. Certainly didn't hear men bemoaning the state of women back in 2000. You gotta be retarded, right? This is the music that, first of all, as a woman, completely just considers your value as a walking pair of genitals. And so, first of all, you're being demeaned there, and then the fact that you're white, you're not a friend. So you don't get it. The electric slide is like everybody's welcome to have fun and party. Rap specifically, not just all black music, but rap specifically, demeans you in multiple ways. It's more that they're celebrating the music of a culture that obviously has contempt for them. Absolutely has contempt for them. Thanks for quoting me. I appreciate it. Dabble, hack the Mensa dabbler. Do a Steven Crowder mailbag. First time I saw you bust that out, the Barack Crowder thing. I laughed harder than I had in a long ass time. Same goes for PGW. Oh yeah, Paul Joseph Watson impression. You did a Pot Awful. You got at least deep think about GML. I think I've done it a couple times, but I should bring it back. Okay, and that's all the comments I've gotten. And now we're going to breeze through a couple of letters. I'll ask the beeping anyone, and they said a very racist meme. That's very funny. What else? Yeah. I don't know. There's not much. Not much to look at here. That's for the cops. That one's for Gavin. Death threats. Let's see what this is. Oops.
What's the matter?
I've been getting death threats.
You mean death threats?
Not this time.
Again, you undone me! You undone me on your wedding lawn! Done!
Yeah, I absolutely love that and appreciate it because it is a pun. Somebody says you should sneak an AirTag into Linda and see where she goes all day. Does she actually go to LaGuardia? Where else does she go? It would be like those videos of AirTag cats, and you see at night how they traverse like 15 miles across town and the woods and other people's houses. That's pretty good. Somebody says, nice to see Ryan has a side gig. This cannot be flattering in any sense or any sort or any capacity. That looks like a fun time. Those people, I think, are Romanian. They have Romanian syndrome. Well, that just about wraps up the Scott Adams Celebrity Mailbag Show. I hope you enjoyed it, and be good to one another. Take care.
So sign up for censored.tv. If you use AIU, I think you get a discount, 20% off or something like that. He's pretty good too, man. Scott Adams is a celebrity mailbag tonight. AIU's Atheism is Unstoppable. There's probably 10. Jim Goad comes on Sunday nights. Great shows. Got a bunch of good shows on there. But this is one that you can almost guaranteed to get in on because it's not a very well trafficked on the phone. So Tuesday nights at 9 o'clock Eastern. You can get in. And nice job. Peace, love, hug your neighbor, and I am out.